If you guys need any cards, packs, sleeves, anything of that nature, shop on TCG Player using my affiliate link in the description. What's good, YouTube? Today we're going to be covering the top 8 deck lists from the HRC 2 tournament. A lot of tournaments happening right around now. It was one that was hosted in the Edison format, Discord. It didn't really seem like it was getting any other coverage. No one streamed it, so I figured I would fill that void and go over the decks, get some attention for my teammate Snack here, who won first place, if you know what I'm saying. I also plan to have her on the channel tomorrow, I think, for a first place interview, so be sure to look out for that video as well. Man, Crows were really killing it this weekend. Snack getting first place as well. She did it with the Vayu Turbo list that you see on the screen right here. I've been talking a lot lately about how I think Vayu Turbo is just like one of the best decks in the format right now. And yeah, I mean, just affirming my opinions here with yet another big finish for the deck. This build, I mean, it looks pretty standard. Vayu lists are all within like 5 cards of each other. This deck's pretty much solved, I think. We got double Greffer, double Armonite with 3 and 3 of the Sirocco Vayu. Completely standard, completely normal. Of course, the Gale, the Plague, double Caius, Card Trooper, Dad, Spirit Reaper, Hamster Raikou, all normal. It looks like Snack is choosing to play a second Hamster over Charge of the Light Brigade and not playing Necro Garden at all. I view this decision as completely psychotic, but like a good portion of Vayu players do that in their build, and yeah, there's just no justifying it to me. There's like nothing I could hear that would possibly convince me otherwise, so it's kind of a pointless discussion to have. But yeah, it's just like, why? These cards are so free. You're playing a mill deck, just play those cards. Yeah, anyway, the trap lineup looks pretty good, actually. I like it a lot. I think One Dust is pretty solid. I mean, there's not a lot of frogs in the meta, and it's like a one-off. Even if there is a lot of frogs in the meta, it's probably fine. Your plan is to just win post-board with Vayu anyway. I think Compulse is very good. I think especially in Hamster Raikou decks, it's great. It just like blanks Nobleman of Crossout and like Mind Control, and that sort of blow out things, especially post-board. And then on top of that, it's just independently pretty good. Outs all those extra deck monsters for free. Outs Ab-Zero, which is a big deal right now. Just eats Synchros, whatever. Compulse, nice card. And then, of course, 1 Royal Oppression in the main, 1 Oppression on the side. That's pretty standard. And then all these traps are pretty standard. Looking over on the side, we've got 1 Vanities, 1 Dyna. Why are you doing this, Snack? Why are you doing this? You're just trying to hurt me here. Let's see. I do approve of the double Crow, double Sidra. I think that's good. A lot of Vayu players just weren't playing Fortress in their extra. I guess they feel like they don't have room. But Fortress is pretty good. I feel like you should just play it. DDVs, pulling the rugs, 3 pulling the rugs, just like absolute. Snack just hates frogs. It's a known fact that she despises frogs, so I can kind of see why that's there. Got the second compulsory, got the Mind Crush, got the Dust Tornado. Overall, pretty nice list besides the couple of objections that I briefly mentioned. Yeah, nice, cool. Congratulations to Snack on her first place win. Hopefully we'll have her on tomorrow to talk a little bit more about the deck and how her run went. So yeah, big W for Snack onto the second place list. Coming in at second place, we've got Lord Voldemort himself, piloting a deck that I've never really seen him play before, actually, which is Hero Frogs. Yeah, this is probably emerged as like the definitive frog list lately, and it's not difficult to see why. I think the heroes have really been a breakout event in 2023, with people realizing that, hey, Elemental Hero Stratos is a pretty good card. So like the hero engine's just been infecting everything, completely taken over the meta. Hero Frogs is basically the definitive way to play frogs. So let's look at the list. Got triple Caius, 1 Ryza with 1 Junk Synchron. I think that's pretty standard ratios at this point. It is kind of super minimal on like payoffs outside of like Caius, but you can kind of see why, because the hero build just has triple Miracle. So you don't need to play these extra copies of Junk Synchron and Ryza. You can just have one-offs. So I kind of like that. The hero lineup is completely standard. It's 1 of this guy, so you can have some pressure to search. 1 Alias, so you can have another like normal summon to search. Ocean, because it's Ocean. It's the water one. It lets you, like, it's got a decent effect. Then Stratos, of course, and Prodigy being very good cards. Then the frog lineup, we got the 10 main ones, plus the Uni in the main. I think that's very good. Double Fader with 1 T-Roar. I tend to prefer like 2 Fader, 2 T-Roar. I think like you can probably get away with this fine. I would think maybe I would just take out one of these Regeki breaks and play a second T-Roar probably. Especially since like no one plays Mally in any of these Hero Frog builds anymore because that card's just an unnecessary brick. So I'm not really sure you need full-on 3 discard traps. I feel like you get away with just having 2 Regeki breaks, but whatever. I would prefer probably just 2 Econ inside the Solex. I'm not much of a fan of the Solex. I think Econ is way better than Soul Exchange, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not a frog expert, so take all these things with a grain of salt. Of course, Mirror Force got to be in there. No Dust Shoot. More people were maining Dust Shoot in the Hero Frog build. I think like Frazier was doing that or something, and I don't know how to feel about it. It's like good, but it's also not. I'm not a frog expert, as I've clearly stated. Rhoda E-Call 1-for-1, Brain, Heavy, Typhoon. That's all completely normal. So, I mean, these frog hero lists kind of getting to the point like the value lists where they're all looking pretty similar. And this side, we got some interesting options. Only 2 Vanity's Fiends. I guess like just the frog presence in the meta is a bit lighter, so maybe you think you don't need as much for the mirror. One Sirocco. That is really interesting. I don't get it. Some frog decks have been like siding DDV, so I could kind of see why you'd want to do that. I think Frazier had a version that was siding Sirocco at some point. That might have been way back, though. This could just be my memory being funny. Also got a Breaker the Magical Warrior, potentially just to out stuff like Mask of Restrict or Annoying Floodgates, which are kind of the bane of Frog's existence in post-board. We got a Snowman Eater. A lot of Frog decks have been siding this card. Again, 2 DD Crows. This card's sort of fallen out of style in the side deck, but the first 2 lists here we have are on double DD Crow on the side. Super Polys, no Raptinus though. I guess maybe just the hero presence of them in the meta is kind of enough to be justifying this in the side decks of all these hero builds. We've got a Smashing Grounds, I guess just to kill like Vanity's Fiend, Floodgate monsters, whatever. I mean, yeah, I can see it. Double D Prison, just more battle traps, plus maybe people won't expect it. Same deal with Torrential. I think Torrential's got to be in your deck somewhere. The card is just too broken. Then only 1 Dust. I guess the Breaker kind of taking the place of the second Dust, but you would think Frogs would side more Dust than this. Maybe you just feel like you got the Regeki Break, and the Regeki Break is like a pseudo Dust. And then also the Dust Shoot that is not in the main, as I mentioned, is over in the side. So the extra, I mean, it's pretty standard. You got all the synchros you can make. Some 5s, some 6s, 7, and some 8s. I guess these are probably just the most common levels that come up with the junk Synchron. So yeah, that was the Hero Frog build by Lord Voldemort. Looks pretty clean, looks pretty solid. In 3rd place, we have Kirsch. I think that's how that's pronounced here. With, looks like just Hero Beat Stun. Yeah, this is very different from the other Hero Beat builds that we've generally been seeing. So, first of all, they are on the Captain Gold with the Skyscraper. They're on 1 Thunder King, which is very odd. 1 Thunder King? 1 in the main, 1 in the side. Okay, well, maybe it works out. I don't know. It's kind of weird. They're playing triple E-Call, though, so, and Rhoda, so they're just maxed out on the search cards. Same number of heroes. I guess there's like 1 extra hero because you play the Captain Gold. So, yeah, I think maybe if you play the Captain Gold Skyscraper, triple E-Call is the way to go. That might be correct. On 1 Sidra, 1 Snowman Eater in the main. I guess just to give you a second water because you're on double Miracle. God, that feels awkward. Like, Miracle's just so good. But you don't play enough waters to actually enable it, so you have to play like 2 Miracle. That feels awkward. Double Honest, of course, to go with your Aliases and your Cyber Dragon and your Thunder King Ryo. We've got that Morphing Jar because you play like Infinity back row. And you just want to set it all, set Morphing Jar, and sack the opponent. Of course, you got the Gem Sparks, the Hero Blasts, and then we're on double Oppression, double Skill Drain with Starlight Road, Solemn Judgment, and Dark Bribe to protect them. So really trying to like floodgate the crap out of the opponent just from the start, even in pre-board games. Yeah, I've never been wild about Skill Drain main deck in like anything, and I'm still not. I mean, imagine in the mirror, just don't think it does very much, and the mirror is going to be like a pretty common thing because of how prevalent Hero Beat is in the meta. But I guess the deck did pretty well, got 3rd place, so I mean, maybe you're just like worried about things other than, or just like hoping you don't run into the mirror, or yeah, I don't feel like this version would win the mirror, but maybe you do. Maybe the Oppressions and the Skill Drain are actually good against the Diva stuff. I'm not actually sure. I haven't like played against this version of hero beat in a long ass time because it's sort of fallen out of favor in terms of the other one. But hey, maybe there is something to just like playing all these floodgates right now. It could be something. In the side, we got the Grand Mole, some Fossilized Second Sidra, another Snowman Eater, another Thunder King. So just like second copies of these one-offs depending on the matchup. We got the third Miracle. What on earth do you bring in the third Miracle for? That's a little weird. Double Knock, of course. Super Poly, again, for the hero matchup. This build actually has the Raptinus, because you got tons of extra deck space, no synchros, you don't need to play anything but Stardust. We had a second Starlight Road and some Pulling the Rugs and some Dust Tornadoes, so that's a pretty interesting list. We don't see a lot of hero beat builds in this like vein these days. It's pretty much everyone is on like Diva version. So cool kind of innovation, or like more of a reversion to some previous like technology here by Kirsch, but it worked out pretty well for him. Got third place, so yeah. Coming in at fourth, we've got Freya's Quick Draw Plant build. Let's see what's going on in here. Double Debris, double Quick Draw. Pretty normal on the full plant package, which I guess is okay because you got like the Avarice stuff, but I really don't like Lone Fire Titanium. I'm pretty much convinced at this point I'm never playing these in a main deck ever again if I can avoid it. Besides Amaryllis, of course. Well, in Amaryllis, you just like fully embrace the meme and play 3 Titanium and just accept that you're going to draw it. So maybe that's a whole different story. But of course, you got the Sangan to search out the other half of your Dandy Quick Draw combo. We've got the Raikos and the Hamsters and no charge. What is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? You're playing triple pot of Avarice. You're not playing Charge of the Light Brigade. What is it about the second Super Nimble Mega Hamster that people think is so good that you shouldn't have played goddamn Charge of the Light Brigade? Oh my god. Ugh, it's so free. It is so free. You want to mill cards. Okay. I'm done. Let's move on. Card Trooper Thestalos. That's interesting. Thestalos just like as the random other tribute monster. I feel like there's probably a better card that could go in this slot. Like maybe Ryza. I don't know. Thestalos just feels super mid to me. It just like doesn't interact with the field, especially in this current metagame. I mean, you really need cards that just interact with the field. I guess as a one-off, maybe it's okay. I don't know. I'm not super fan of Thestalos. I feel like this is kind of a lot of tribute monsters, isn't it? Like normal Quick Draw is just playing like 2 Kaias or something. You're playing 4 tribute monsters. Maybe you could just like take Thestalos out. Triple Kaias has got to be enough, right? I don't know. It's like a weird tech, but maybe it's okay. You can catch people off guard and stuff, I guess, which is fine. Gores, a Treeborn Frog. I've kind of warming up to the one-off Treeborn Frog in a lot of different like sort of pseudo-mill decks. I think it's not too bad. Triple Avarice, of course, it's a quick draw deck. I definitely like Triple Avarice. I think if you're going to play Avarice, you should play 3, pretty much. That's where I'm at on this card. I think you're either an Avarice deck or you're not. The card is like high-powered, but super like specific to certain deck types, so I definitely think that's the correct choice. We've got a Foolish Burial, just to send Dandy, I guess. Heavy Storm, Typhoon, Brain, double Book of Moon because you play all these flip monsters. And then some interesting back row choices. We're on double Deep Prison with a Phoenix Wing Windblast. I've never really liked playing the discard traps with Quick Draw. It's just like feels really bad if you draw them together because it's like, what, I'm going to make a drill, pitch a card to summon the Quick Draw, pitch a card for the drill, and then also pitch a card for my Phoenix Wing Windblast. Like, I'm guaranteed to be pitching something I don't want to pitch at that point, but it's just like a one-off, so, you know, whatever. In the side, we've got another random just Sirocco. Is there a reason people are just playing like one Sirocco in the side? I'm like, I don't feel like Blackwings is any more prevalent than it was. Maybe Vayu is, but I guess it's just a card. Cyber Dragons, I definitely support that. Wait, they're on Trident Dragon just because you can make it with Iron Chamber's Debris. I just noticed that. That's very funny. Just on 1 Crow in this build. I don't know, I feel like Crow is good enough to play at 2 in Quick Draw because like you have the Avarices and stuff, and it's a level 1 technically. Also a Consecrated. Maybe we should just play more of this. Like, I guess Blackwings isn't as like prevalent in the meta as it was, but like it's still a deck that just like gatekeeps you. I feel like your matchups against stuff that isn't Blackwings are actually really good, but you should just be worried about Blackwings. So maybe you should play more Consecrated. Vanity's Fiend. Why is everyone playing like triple Caius and then just have 2 Vanity's Fiend or 1 Vanity's Fiend on their side? Like, I don't know. I'm always of the attitude of just like those Caius can come out and the Vanity's Fiend can come in. Maybe that's wrong though. I don't know. My Body, got guess because I like deck dev and stuff. Also, 2 trap stun and a trap hole. What on earth? Maybe it's just like 1 and 1 of this because they don't have enough normal summons to like bring in more of these. So we're playing Trap Hole as an additional way to counter Blackwings and potentially also my body. I can kind of see the logic there. Soul Release, of course, just for frogs, and then double pulling the rug. I wonder what this Trap Stun is about, because I can't really think of a reason to play this over Dust Tornado. I think Dust Tornado is probably just better. I mean, you're not the kind of deck that wants to just like Trap Stun. More like a slow control grind game type of thing. You would rather just like out the floodgate rather than do some kind of pseudo cold wave push. But maybe there's something to it. I don't know. A lot of times you would have to actually directly ask the players and hear the logic from them. It's easier to just like crap on weird choices in a deck list though and just say that's dumb, that's stupid. So that's what we got to do for content. Anyway, actually this is not dumb stupid. This is a pretty cool build. Nice to see Quick Draw performing. The deck has really like fallen out of favor in Edison format, definitely, but every now and then it still tops. So I mean, it's a cool deck. It tops every now and then. I'm glad Quick Draw's around. I think a lot of people are too. So yeah, nice job, Freya. I don't know how to say it on your 4th place run. All right, after 4th place, I'm not gonna lie, I lose complete track of like who placed where and who's tied for 5th, but then after 5th they're like tied for 7th or something, so we're not gonna like make any reference to that anymore. We're just gonna look at the decks. Now I remember some super whack frog list top the last one of these, and it seems to have happened again because what the hell is going on here? We got triple Caius, triple Ryza, triple Thestalos, and a Dark Dust Spirit, just like 10 monarchs basically. That's too many. Well, I'm confident I'm gonna come right out and say that's too many. What is going on? Double Junk Synchron sometimes, but not all the time. I love it. Just the 10 frogs, so no uni in the side. That's just wrong, right? Like uni should be somewhere. Uni's pretty good. Triple Fader, man. What do you do if your opponent summons Fossil Dyna in this deck? What do you actually do? there's like, okay, the Geki breaks in the Book of Moods. I guess that's the plan. That is the plan. Solex, maybe. Creature swap. Actually, yeah, they're on triple creature swap, man. That's super. Triple Solex, triple creature swap. What on earth? This is like just a super linear kind of frog build going on here. I definitely do not like it. I think the standard frog builds are a lot better, but like maybe you could just catch someone off guard with this and win game. I don't know. It's like no weirder than the frog deck that topped the last one of these, right? It's no weirder than that. Actually, the last one wasn't on this, though. Good lord. We're playing 2 Spiritual Water Art Owie. Why are you playing 2 of this before, like, a single Trap Dust Shoot in your list? Like, Dust Shoot is still better than this card, by the way. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you should go the full way with Dust Shoot Mind Crush if you're going to do this, but you should probably just not do this, like, Owie thing. Maybe you could do a build with, like, triple Owie, Dust Shoot Mind Crush, triple Thestalos, and just play, like, hand control frogs, but, like, that's just not a good approach to the game I have right now, I think, because it's just like all the decks, they just commit to the field and they like overwhelm you with frogs. We've definitely, I think, experienced a little bit of a decline in frogs. The hero beat matchup is not great, as being a big part of that. But yeah, I mean, this listed top, I guess, so you gotta hand it to him, but not my favorite frog build. I'm gonna be brutally honest there. I like the side deck. I think the side deck is actually pretty solid. Triple Vanities Fiend, some Cyber Dragons, some Crows, the Burial, triple Book of Moon, some Dust Tornadoes. It's pretty solid. So yeah, interesting frog list, I guess. Yo, zombies did it. Let's go. So this is a hype looking zombie build. Actually, just like this is a very, very aggressive, very combo oriented build of zombies. Now that I look at it. We got Dark Grepher in here. We got the full hero package with Future Fusion and triple Deep Sea Divas. We've got a Miracle Fusion and Gold Sarks. So we're just trying to like get to our crazy ceiling OTK push ASAP. That seems to be the plan with this build. I definitely like the approach. I think it's a decent way to play zombies. So yeah, the zombie lineup looks really good. We're on triple turtle. We're on it's just like all the zombies, the goblins, The Mizuki, the Plague, the Spirit Reaper, the Zombie Master, very standard stuff. Double Kai's Dad, standard. The Greffer is weird. That's, like, not normal, I don't think. I guess they're just not playing any way to get Malicious out of hand besides this, maybe? So it's like it's another Rhoda target, too, so you can play Stratos. Yeah, I actually like that a lot, just having the Rhoda for the Stratos or the Dark Greffer. I think that's very good. I think that is a wise decision. Let's see, 1 Book of Life, so not as many Book of Life as usual, but something kind of had to come out if we're going to throw in this Miracle Fusion, I guess. That sort of makes sense. Trap lineup looks pretty standard. We got, like, the good ones, and we got the bottomlesses, so, yeah, maybe a little bit back row light. Not any of the extra stuff. No Deep Prison, no Book of Moon, no, like, discard traps, as I mentioned before. Just, like, a very, like, streamlined, we are trying to go crazy with this zombie deck, kind of zombie deck, and I kind of approve of that direction. I kind of do. I mean, Zombies is just the wombo combo deck of the format, so if you can just, like, make it happen with that, that might be a good route to go. So, yeah. Whoa, what is this side? Is this, like, some kind of Highlander side deck? What's going on here? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Dude, you have to be trolling me here. The only thing there's 2 of is the Decree. You should have gone 1 Decree and play 1. You should have gone full Highlander with the side. Actually, pretty cowardly that they didn't do that. Come on, you were so close. You were so close. Should have committed, but yeah, I kind of like this list outside of the whatever's going on in the side deck. Yeah, pretty cool zombie list. Oh no, Gwari, what are you doing, bro? Oh, why would you do this? Hey, he's cooking with Iron Wall again. I guess that's pretty cool, but God, what on earth is this abomination? Well, this is like the first Glad's top I've seen in a year. Legit, my God. Why did you have to do this? So, not on any Test Tiger, Prisma, whatever BS. Just on Glads. Then playing triple Iron Wall. Playing... You know, Gwari did like this weird Iron Wall build before with Sakuretsu and Widespread Ruin and stuff. So, not too surprising to see him doing it again, but... 2 War Chariot's a little surprising. I feel like you need to play 3 War Chariot. The difference between Glads with War Chariot and Glads without drawing War Chariot is just so huge to me. I think it's definitely needed to be played at 3. Double Compulsory. Man, this card's in, like, every deck. People got to get woke on Compulsory, man. This card is going places. Wait, the third War Chariot's in the side. Are you just, like, siding the third one because you think it's bad versus Hero Beat? I don't even really think it's bad versus Hero Beat, but whatever. Triple Proving Ground, of course, because we're on the small monster lineup. We're also playing Ancient Forest on top of everything else. So just like trying to do some weird, goofy, annoying Floodgate stuff on top of all of these utility back rows with the very streamlined monster lineup. We also have a Grand Mole and a Morphing Jar. Definitely, I think, good to be throwing in these one-offs into this particular build. Wow, this is a completely wild GB list by Gwari. I'm not gonna lie. I would think it was cool if I didn't hate GBs so much, but I do, and it's just tragic to see them get a top spot anywhere in any way. So it's a sad day for the Edison format community. Finally, the very last of the top 8 deck lists, we have a Blackwing list. One of them did manage to sneak in there, so it looks kind of like pure Blackwings to me, with just 1 Vayu and 1 Mistral, which is... I honestly think this card's pretty decent to play at 1, so yeah, cool to see the Mistral. 2 Bora, that's just gotta be wrong, right? I think you need to max out on the Whirlwind normal summon targets. Also on Mind Control. I've seen some Blackwing builds playing Mind Control. A lot of people choose not to. I kind of 50-50 on this card, because it can be a complete, like, crazy blowout sometimes. But then sometimes it's just like an awkward, like, spell trap sort of brick that can make your hand bad. Triple Dust Tornado. That is a lot of Dust Tornado. Whew, that is a lot of Dust Tornado. But then again, there has been a good bit of Dust Tornado main, I think. Or maybe it was just Snack. I thought someone else was playing Dust Tornado main. But, you know, maybe figuring the format is Frog lighter, as I mentioned before. Legacy, I just don't like this card in Blackwings. I'm going to be real. It's just like these draw 1 cards are, like, slow. And they don't really seem conducive to, like, the mission of Blackwings, which is just to aggro down your opponent with huge damage early on in the game. So I'm not really sure why people like Legacy in here. Maybe it's just, like, makes your deck smaller for getting to Whirlwind or something. But, like, there's other ways to do that. And, like, I don't know, they all just contribute to, like, slowing down the rate at which you kill the opponent. So I'm not really sure. I guess a lot of people do play it, though. And maybe people just like bluffing the back row that much. I'm not sure it's that great, but it's something. Side deck, we have Compulsory. This card is everywhere. This, yeah, just like Compulsory, best card in the format, it turns out. We've talked a lot about it. We got the Crow. We got one Sidra? What? You're playing the Fortress Dragon with one Sidra in your entire list. No Sidra main, one Sidra side. It's, good lord, that's cursed. Got some DD Warrior ladies. That's not normal, right? I'm not sure. Oppression's in the side, pulling the rug, pretty standard, and then the extra, we got all the synchros. So, I mean, yeah, Blackwings, there's usually one of them, right? Well, not always, but often, extremely often, a Blackwing list of some kind manages to sneak in there, sometimes multiple, depending on the state of the format. Obviously, this format being very hero-heavy is maybe not super conducive to Blackwings, but there weren't a whole ton of heroes in these top 8, were there? There was just like the one stun build. But maybe just like in the terms of the broader metagame, they're like a deterrent, I guess you could say. But a Blackwing list did manage to top, so that's the eighth place, not 8th place. It's like tied for 7th, as I mentioned before, but whatever. Those are all of the top 8 lists. Yeah, let me know what you thought in the comments section. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.